Today I am at Mill Farm in Pulborough, but I've got someone with me. Hey,
Hello.
It's Luke.
Yeah.
So we are having a bit of a competition today.
Well, you introduced me to the channel in the intro video.
Yep.
As like a new school angler. Whatever
Yeah,
that means.
you get your Mikado set out and you make your rigs, all these little
sticks
fancy things, and spodding and distance sticks and clipping up and yeah. I don't do any of that basically.
So today we are going to do new school versus old school and see what pays off. I imagine it's going to be old school.
Yes, but you have fished this water before, right?
Yeah.
So he's got home advantage.
No, that doesn't count. I've had the odd day here, but that's about it. So I don't know the lake. It's no advantage here.
No, but it's a nice place that with
I'm getting a little
I
nod.
might have a bite there.
So we have got the rods out already.
Yeah.
So before we get set up, get the rods out, try and catch some fish as soon as possible, and looks like Darren might start us off.
Yeah, so let's crack on, shall we? Right, so this is Luke doing his, I don't know, bank stick wrapping. I have never in my life done what he's doing right now. Now he will be more I can't say the word accurate than me.
Accurate?
Yep, there you go. He will get spot on every time, but I have never done that because that just seems like a ball lake.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
You've still got your line in your hands.
Yeah, I've only got a looper PVA bag on. Have you set your Mikado set up yet? That's been in less than 5 minutes.
It's been in less than 5 seconds. You literally just put it down on the wrist. And it turned away.
I thought that was you messing around with the buzzer.
I thought it was just a line settling. I mean, if this comes in, 1-0. I literally just picked up the rod to get some bait out.
Oh god.
Let's just spin round. There we go. Only a little one, but in a match scenario like this, it means it's 1-0. Come on, Darren. Got to put it out of the bag. All right, let's get him back. Get the rod back. Try and have some more.
Oh.
You got something?
If I have, it's tiny. Oh, I think I have. Yeah.
You have.
But I think it's tiny.
I know, but it is a carp.
Yeah.
It is a carp.
It is.
That is 100% a carp.
Yeah, on a little chocolate orange. 1-0.
I don't think it's overkill, is it?
Oh god.
Come on, Darren.
A much smaller fish to start with.
Hang on. Let me there he is.
A much smaller fish to start with, but it looks like a bit of a hybrid. It's got some red in its fins. Now I'm not going to say it's a roach.
Is it an eyed?
It might be an eyed because I got them mixed up last video. Yeah, I wasn't catching roach, I was catching eyed. But it's definitely a carp. It's definitely a carp of some sort.
What, at the front?
Yeah, at the front end, yeah. But yeah, it took a little chocolate orange wafter. Yeah, 1-0.
1-0.
Game on. So you've literally just cast out.
Honestly, you couldn't make this up. If you come in close.
Yep.
Right, look at the reel. I didn't even get a chance to take it out with the line clip. So we'll talk about the wrapping up in a minute and why that's so relevant.
But as it hit, it took.
Yeah. It literally landed and it's gone. The first one was mad enough, but
Yeah, this is
insane.
and it looks like a good fish.
It's better than the first one, yeah.
Yeah, it's running.
It's going to go and wipe you out. That comeback didn't last long, did it?
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
I mean, I've still got to get it in, and he's going massively around there. It just doesn't make sense, does it?
No, I've never seen them take them like that quick on the drop unless you've built a real big swim.
Which we've been here 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I ain't done that yet.
No. And it's November, end of November. That's not normal, is it?
Nope. It's not, but I take it 100%.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this one doesn't count. It was foul hooked in the side, which is probably why it went so quickly. I think the lead must have literally landed on it. So they're obviously moving on to the bait, which is a good thing, but ideally I want to be hooking them properly. So this doesn't count towards the match, but I thought I'd show it up because it's a really nice little fish, and get the rod back out. Hopefully we can catch one properly to take the lead.
Luke just showed you the fish he just caught there. Like I say, it was foul hooked. Now, we could have not shown you that and just completely cut it out, but we want to be real. We want to show things because, you know, you guys will go to the bank and inevitably it will happen at some point, whether it's a little roach, a little rudd, or a massive carp. There will be a foul hook at some point in your fishing career, and it's not great. It really isn't. We don't want it to happen to any of the fish, but it does happen. So you just got to, you know, keep your cool and protect the fish and look after the fish as quick as best as possible, which what we did. Took the hook straight out, made sure it was fine, and then yeah, we got it returned, no problem.
Always when you put the kettle on, isn't it?
It is.
Always. Only feels very little.
Can't be as small as the one I had.
No. Well, I don't know, you say that. Oh, I don't know. No, it's bigger.
Yeah, it's bigger.
Thank you very much. Back in the lead. There we go, an immaculate little common, and one that's put me in the lead. 2-1, Darren. Let's just quickly have a look, see how it's going for Darren.
Yeah, been snapped. So this rod was been quiet for a while, and it was getting some line bites and some things, but nothing now. So I thought I'd bring it in, have a little check, change the PVA bag, and it, yeah, no hook. It's gone. So
it's just excuse after excuse with him, isn't it? Like, Darren, you're 2-1 down. I saw you cut it when you brought it back in, just to make it look like you haven't had a bait out.
just trying to get the second rod out, and this one's just gone. Proves that there's fish out there, and that was clearly why I wasn't getting a bite, because obviously I've been snapped.
Because you had no hook.
Because I had no hook or bait.
It's not really urban hookers without the hook, is it?
Not really. No. This one feels a bit of a better fish,
yeah,
than my hybrid.
You reckon you got a real carp?
I reckon I got a real carp.
Are you sure it's not an eyed?
Not going to live that one down for a while, am I?
Not
Till I catch a proper roach. Oh, what is that?
A ghosty. Yeah, it looks like a ghosty, doesn't it?
Yes! Look at that. That's my first ever ghosty. Yes!
Well in.
2-all.
2-all.
Look at that. My God, that is my first ghosty, and it almost has like koi marks on it. It's got loads of orange speckles and spots. That is pristine, and it was caught on a double white wafter with a PVA bag. Look at that. Right, so I thought I'd run you through what I'm using. Now, I'm using little boilies. As you can see, there's a whole range of colours there. Basically to imitate bread, maggots, corn, and obviously pink is just pink. But they're tiny, so they're not too big to put on the hair, and they work really well. But then I'm doing it using PVA bags. Now I'm using I've glugged up a load of pellet, which are just soaking in this bag, and I put some of them in a PVA bag along with some of my ground bait mix. Now you guys know, I've said this many times before, I just kind of take a whole host of different ground baits, mash them all together, because then no one on any lake has got the same as me. It's all, you know, my mix. No one's got the same, so if it's going to give me an edge, it should give it, you know, I should have the edge basically. So I put between that and the pellet in PVA, which I'll show you now. This is the PVA bags that I'm making up. Now this isn't the nicest looking PVA bag in the world. I'm not firing out at distance, so it doesn't need to be the most aerodynamic thing in the world. It just needs to have a nice little mouthful of bait, my hook bait in there, and just get to the bottom and do its job, which it does seem to be doing it. Now what is inside this is this, which is just a 1.5 ounce lead. It's got a nice stem, and then it's got a hook link just looped through the eye, and then like I say, I think that's a 10 or a 12 on a hair rig with my small boilie. Now the way that I connect this to the line is just a figure of 8 loop knot on the end of my hook, on the end of my main line. I make it quite big so I can have big bags. So the loop is about this big, about this long. So then I can just go straight through there, pull it down, loop through the bag and back through and pull it straight, and then that will just sit like that there. I stab a few holes in these just before I'm about to fry them out. I could put a bit of glug in there if I want to, PVA friendly glug, and then just pop them straight out.
What is the best bit of advice you'd give to someone that's new to this channel?
Well, subscribe obviously.
Darren's pulled it back to 2-all. I can't have that. It's gone a bit quiet my way, so I'm going to get a little bit more bait out. I'm using a bit of a mixture really. I've got some boilies, some hemp, some pellet, different size pellet. So loads of different kind of bits and pieces to try and get them hopefully on the spot that I'm fishing. So I'm fishing quite accurately because, as Darren said about my fancy distance sticks, that allows me to get straight on the spot every single time because everything's clipped up to the same distance, and then I've got a far bank marker which is the end tree out of all the row of trees over there. So I know that time and time again get nice and accurate on the tree. So let's get this out there. I'll only put another 5 or 6 out. I put probably similar first thing, and just try and create that bit more attraction. The rods are already out there, so fingers crossed it'll bring the fish back in and I can take the lead again. Taking the lead, is he?
I think as soon as I land this, that's 3-2, is it? 3-2?
Nearly wiped out the drone as well, didn't you?
I did.
Nice little comment.
Lovely.
Suppose you want to hand it in it, don't you?
Yeah, please.
Oh, I don't know about that. There we go. It's in.
Lovely.
That pole was unscrewing.
3-2. What happened?
I don't know.
That was a screamer. You even caught that on the camera, didn't you?
Yeah, you should have done. It's a shame it wasn't the one facing it, but I don't know what happened there.
Oh, I was ready for the scores to start coming their way back then.
They need to.
There we go. Lovely little common on a size 10 or size 12 on the PVA bag on a pellet. Look at that. 3-2, I think that is.
It's getting a bit embarrassing now. It's turning into the Darren show because he's in again.
Feels like a better fish as well.
Another ghosty?
I don't know. That'd be awesome.
It can't go 4-2.
It can.
It can't. But there I am cooking you sausages over there, being a good host and everything, as you're down my neck of the woods.
Being an even better host than letting me have all the fish.
I am. Landing them all for you.
4-2.
You're on your own, you can feel this yourself. Nothing says autumn more than a leaf on a carp.
Isn't it?
Double whites again.
Yep. Lovely little mirror. Bringing me to 4-2.
Time's getting on a little bit and Darren's still 4-2 ahead, so I've got to try and make something happen. So I'm going to put on some little white pop-ups. They are always the banker, so hopefully that'll get me back in the game. These are horrible as well. They're sent from hell and they do stink. They do really stink. They're a Baitworks pop-up, but yeah, tiny little, what are they, 10mm I think? 10mm white pop-ups. Hopefully it's going to do the job.
Someone's trying to make a last ditch attempt to come back.
It really is, isn't it? It's getting dark.
The light is dropping.
You're still 4-2 up.
Yeah.
But hopefully this can soften the blow a little bit. A little mirror.
Oh, lovely little mirror. Hang on.
Hang on, he's just...
Ah!
He was holding onto the bait.
Oh!
I literally saw it. There was no hook in his mouth. I brought him in from the spot because he was holding onto a boilie. That's how much he wanted that bait. What is happening?
Oh God!
What? That is madness.
I'm not enjoying this or laughing at all.
You're walking. You are walking home.
That carp proper mocked him.
Well, just talk you through my rig after that happened. So you know what rig not to tie. So the actual lead setup, I'm using a helicopter arrangement, so that means that basically the rig itself can just fly around, so when you cast out there's not much chance of a tangle. It still can happen, but to be honest, if you're casting and trapping the line as it enters the water, then it shouldn't tangle. And I'm actually using that straight through. I'm not using any leaders or anything like that, because I'm using quite a thick fluorocarbon line. Basically this is quite a strong heavy line, so it's actually just going to hold the bottom quite easily, so you don't really need any leaders with this. And then that has a little helicopter sleeve that just slips over the lead. I'm only using a small lead, I think it's a 2-ounce lead. And then the rig itself is just a little blowback rig, so I've got obviously a little pop-up on here. To be honest, that could have been very bad. The hair is a little bit long because I usually use slightly bigger baits than what's on here now, so there's a slight gap there, which I think is probably why the fish was hanging onto the boilie and didn't get hooked. So it's a bit of a schoolboy error on my part. So then I've got a little hook ring, and that just creates a bit of move, or allows a bit of movement up and down the shank, so if the fish takes it, tries to blow the hook out, then obviously it's a lot harder to deal with. A little kicker just to give it that kind of edge to it, again making it harder to deal with. And there's actually quite a big lump of putty because obviously using a pop-up, I want that to sit on the bottom and then again make it harder to deal with. Aside from that, I've probably got 6 inches or so of braid, and then that goes down to a little sleeve that goes over a quick change link, so I can change hook links nice and easily. And that's about it. I have no words.
I've got plenty. I'm the winner.
So 4-2 to Darren.
Although I will like to say my first fish was a real tiny one, so I could even, you know, disregard that one and I still win 3-2.
The tiny one that wasn't even a proper carp.
Yeah,
that one. Yeah, still 3-2 though. I've seen more fish because I foul hooked one. That wasn't great. I then had one which stuck in my bait,
blew kisses at you and then went bye.
Yeah, so there's no way I can try and
no. And I mean, to be fair, it was quite a nice little test. We've been fishing, you know, less than 15 feet apart from each other. Pretty both on the bottom. I've just got PVA bags. I've literally thrown no bait out whatsoever. Nope. Only PVA bags, and the bags are, you've seen the bags, they're pretty small, tiny little bags. Nice compact little mouthful. Probably more suited to this time of year. Yeah, and I've not even been using big baits. No. I'm using like wafter size or probably 8 mil. 6-8 mil. 6 to 8 mil little boilies or little pop-ups. Yeah, and they've worked a treat. It has worked a treat. And very simple rig. Very simple rig.
So what if we do a rematch?
Yep.
But swap in tactics?
I'm gonna have to order a Mikado set.
I'm gonna have to tell you how to put it together. I'm gonna have to teach you to spot, teach you to use distance sticks.
I've got to do all that.
And then I'll use some little solid bags. How about that? Rematch, same pegs.
What happens if I win though?
I cry. I go home very upset.
No, but it's been a really good. We've had good weather today and a really good session. It's turning pretty dark and pretty cold now, pretty fast. But yeah, no, I think tactics were pretty spot on, to be fair.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, we've both had fish. That's what counts at the end of the day.
Nearly December to both have a good day's activity. It's pretty good going, I think.
Yeah, really good going. And first time at Mill Farm. Yep. Yeah, first time at Mill Farm.
You're already booking in your second time.
Yeah, I'm going to come back here and try and, because they've got some big perch apparently. I might even try and catch a roach or an eyed.
Anyway, if you enjoy this, please do subscribe so we can grow the channel. We can do more videos like this.
Yeah.
And you can see more of my demise before it even started.
And we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Ciao.